This is WLWT News 5, leading the way with breaking news.
That breaking news this afternoon, obvious relief from Bengals running back Joe Mixon, found not guilty on that aggravated menacing charge. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Kelly Rippin.
And I'm Stephen Albrin. Our team was inside and outside of the courtroom bringing you that verdict live less than an hour ago after Mixon was accused of pulling a gun during a road rage incident in January.
We are leading the way with team coverage. Both WLWT News 5's Brian Hamrick and Karen Johnson live at the Hamilton County Courthouse. Both saw firsthand the verdict inside the courtroom and then the tense moments outside as both Mixon and his accuser left the building. We'll start with Brian Hamrick. Brian.
Yeah, well, Judge Gwen Benson didn't take long to render her decision. After the closing, she took about 20 minutes to review some documents and then came back out, and this was her verdict.
The police department has meticulously documented the movement and location of Joe Mixon on January 21st. The quality of that evidence is such that I am convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that Joe Mixon and the prosecuting witness encountered one another in the city of Cincinnati. What that leaves is the 37 seconds at the interval at the light, and that 37 seconds was agreed to in stipulations between the parties. The state bears the burden of proving whether a crime occurred during that interval beyond a reasonable doubt. As everyone here is aware, proof beyond a reasonable doubt is the highest standard that we have in our justice system, as it should be. After a careful review of all of the evidence presented at trial, including the stipulations and the testimony presented today, I cannot say that the city sustained its burden. Not guilty.
So a not guilty verdict for Joe Mixon. He appeared relieved afterward, but he said nothing as he left court. In fact, he didn't take the stand either, and his team didn't call a single defense witness. So this was 4 days of trial over an incident that took about 20 seconds to unfold, the key part of it. Prosecutors were effective in showing Mixon was at the scene when the incident unfolded. You heard the judge indicate she believed there was something that happened, but the prosecution also failed to meet their burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt on this charge of aggravated menacing. See, there was no physical evidence of the gun or that Mixon even owned a gun similar to the one described by the accuser. There was no proof that he had this gun during the event. And that was really a key to the case, because without this gun, this was just a screaming match between two drivers. Mixon didn't have anything to say after he left the court, neither did the prosecutors, but that guilty verdict, that spoke volumes. Reporting live, Brian Hamrick, WLWT News 5.
Now, Brian, didn't the law require that the victim had to have fear of physical harm? So how did that aspect play out in court?
Yeah, so the defense did a really good job of kind of pulling that out of her initial statement. They really talked about her initial statement where she mentioned multiple times that she was angry, but in that initial statement never mentioned that she was afraid. In fact, she said the opposite. She said she was not afraid, and that when she gets in a fight or flight situation, that she gets angry, not scared. So I think they used that statement against her in that case as well. And when you have to prove that she was in fear of physical harm, and she said she's not afraid, that worked against the prosecutors. Kelly?
All right, Brian Hamrick reporting for us this noon. Brian, thank you.